Mr. Chairman, look, I echo pretty much everything that's been said on my side today. This is an exercise in futility, but so be it, we'll do it. Reading through these budget commentaries, on the first 5 pages, Dodd-Frank is mentioned 7 times, at least that I count, and at least on pretty much every page of this document. Just reading it alone, it looks like Dodd-Frank is the single sole reason we have any problems whatsoever in the country. Yet, not too long ago in January, we just got a GAO report that was issued at my request, and if you take a look up on the screen, you'll see that what it said. On page 17, it said that the crisis of 2007 to 2009 cost this country $13 trillion in output. And on page 21, it states that it cost the average American homeowner $9.1 trillion in home value. That's $22 trillion lost in a matter of about a year and a half. And yet, according to this document, apparently we were supposed to do nothing and just kind of wish it all away and not worry about it. Well, we chose to take action. Now, I've all said from day one, anybody wants to amend Dodd-Frank, I have some amendments I'd like to see. Let's have that debate. Put it on the table. Let's have that discussion about individual items. But to simply sit here and pretend that every regulation that's ever been passed by mankind is horrendous and burdensome and killing the economy is ridiculous, and we all know it. I actually put myself in the foot of the GAO report, say, look, are we supposed to do nothing in the face of a $22 trillion loss and pretend it didn't happen and pretend that a law that didn't exist at the time was the cause of that loss? That's ridiculous. Today we're talking about political posturing, budget, no budget. I haven't seen a Republican budget yet. When we do, we'll have the debate. I can guess I'll probably pretty much vote no, as we all know that, because every Republican budget I've seen since I've been here has been ridiculous. Just cut everything, don't worry about anything. Okay, fine, we'll have that debate later. So we don't have that budget either, and yet we're having this debate today. When I just came back from a week back in my district, nobody asked me about this. The only question on people's minds was the sequester. In my district, the biggest issue at home that was reported was my state just ran out of fuel assistance. My seniors, my poor, have no assistance from the federal government to heat their homes in February. Now, I know that may not mean much to many of you, but maybe if you reverse it, maybe some of you might understand not having air conditioning in July and August in other parts of the country. If we don't fill that gap, and it's not new and it's not a scare tactic, it has happened repeatedly over history, people in the North will die from the cold. Now, you want to call it a scare tactic, you go ahead. When it happens again, I will introduce you to the families of people who lose loved ones. We're not supposed to do anything. Apparently, this sequester, we're not even supposed to talk about children with disabilities losing teachers. We're not supposed to talk about the cuts in WIC, where we literally, not figuratively, literally take food out of the mouths of infants. Of infants. No choice in this world. Children under the age of 1 year old will lose nutritional value because this country doesn't want to have this debate. This debate really is not about these specifics in my mind. It's about what kind of a country do you want to live in? What kind of society do you want to live in? Do you want to live in a country and a society that does nothing in the face of a $22 trillion hit to our economy? Well, I don't. I want to live in a country that takes action when something goes wrong. Do you want to live in a country that turns its back on seniors who will literally freeze? On children who will not just children, infants who will literally go hungry? These are not exaggerations. These are not scare tactics. And no, the world won't end on Friday, and no one will die on Friday because of these things. But it will happen. It has happened in the past. And for those of you who don't prioritize these things, I would suggest you come to my district. I am happy to introduce you to seniors who have to live on fuel assistance. I will be happy to introduce you to families who actually benefit from the WIC program. And if you can turn your back on that and simply throw numbers and throw out a 19-page document that no one will ever read after this day, that has no impact whatsoever on what's going on in any one of our districts, so be it. Then you can vote for this, and we can have this wonderful, lovely debate that is meaningless. I get
Time of the
that.
gentleman has expired who's